Welcome back, folks. This is Lord Xenon, returning with part 12, I believe. No, part 13 of the ongoing saga of Violet Willow. This is going to be the second part of our Hall of the Novice training, engaging enemy reinforcements. This is the concept of dealing with ads. Now, you saw me do this a little bit in the battle when I was fighting with Y'shtola against the large Gubu. She was concentrating on the main enemy, I was concentrating on all the other weaker enemies that were coming in. Sometimes during boss battles, the DPS need to quickly intercept enemies that could spell trouble if left alive on the field too long, but that the tank isn't necessarily going to pick up right away. Okay. Hit the wrong button. Now, as this is going, I'm watching for new enemies to appear. There's one. He's going after the healer, so I better take care of that. Now, ideally at this point, the tank would try to pick up the enemy as well, so he wouldn't be attacking me. But it is better that the enemies attack the DPS than that they attack the healer. Because if the healer goes down, you're screwed. Now, you'll note that not only am I gaining a lot of gear in these quests, I'm gaining a fair amount of XP. No more gear for that one. I've got 3 pieces yet, and there's still a couple pieces to go. Interact with the battlefield. This gets into the concept of mechanics. Occasionally, you'll run into things in dungeons that are not specifically attackable enemies, but things you have to interact with on the battlefield. And it is usually going to be the DPS that take care of that, though sometimes the healers will. The key to dealing with mechanics is knowing what they are and anticipating them. In this case, the trainer is telling you exactly what the mechanics are going to be, so all you got to do is be prepared for it. So he told us there's going to be a switch in the back of the room and a gate that enemies are going to be coming out of. So I'm a ranged DPS, so I'm going to position myself back here where I know the switch to be. I'm going to get out to the edge of my range and trust that my attacks are hitting. Alright, now I need to find and operate the lever. There it is. So now I need to deal with that guy who's attacking the healer. And that's the battle. Had I not activated the switch, the gate would have stayed open and I would have been swarmed with enemies. Hey, I get more gear. I get the brand new robe. This is a significant improvement to my gear. As a matter of fact, all of this gear that we're getting is actually equivalent to the gear that you get in the first few dungeons. So it's actually very valuable gear. Ah! We've been through all the lessons, and now it is time for the final exam. So this quest is very simple. I'm going to accompany a tank and a healer, and we're going to get to the end of this run. Again, ideally the tank would be picking up the jackal at this point, but for the purposes of this exercise, we need to take it so that the healer doesn't get hit. Alright, well, let's see if the... Alright, all of them are attacking the tank. That's a good thing. Well, or more accurately, all of them are attacking me. Alright, the tank is actually attacking that guy there. So we're going to take him out first. for all that, I got to level 16. So now that little icon disappears above the smith's head, because I have completed my training and received the most important piece of equipment from the Hall of the Novice. The brand new ring. The stats are great, and I get a bonus 30% experience up to level 30. Equipping that right the heck now. That gets me up to a solid item level of 11. I think I'll take a few minutes here and get started on the level 15 Arcanist quest. Now that I'm equipped with an item and a hood so ridiculously large that my hair is literally clipping through it, I mean, look, that's ridiculous. This too will pass. It's powerful gear, so I'm probably going to be wearing it for a while. Okay. This is important because I'm about to learn a rather valuable new move. It was of absolutely no use in the Hall of the Novice, and you'll see why in a moment. Okay, so in order to continue with my work with the Arcanist Guild, I need to learn how to summon Topaz Carbuncle. So to do that, I need to just simply turn the quest in. Now, Topaz Carbuncle is slightly different from Emerald Carbuncle, and not just because it's a different color. It actually has a completely different purpose. And that purpose is simply to defend. Emerald Carbuncle is mainly an attacker, and it has powerful ranged attacks. Topaz Carbuncle is not nearly as powerful an attacker. However, it basically fulfills the role of a tank. Its attacks generate a lot of enmity, which basically means it will be taking the attacks for you. Topaz Carbuncle is extremely useful when playing alone. It is absolutely useless playing as a party, which is why I really didn't worry about having it before going into the Hall of the Novice, because the role of a DPS in a dungeon or a party situation makes Topaz a pretty much useless ally in that circumstance. But when you're out on the field doing your own quests, having Topaz out is probably a pretty good idea. Unless, of course, you're so high level and have such good gear that you really don't have to worry about Topaz or later on Titan Eggy taking the brunt of your attacks, and you can just focus on putting out damage, in which case you'll just keep your damage dealer out. But as you're leveling up, having your defensive summon out is probably a good idea, as long as you're not in a party situation, because in a party situation the tank's going to be doing that job. So now I'll take on the actual level 15 Arcanist quest. and my axe. That was nearly the haircut I picked. Okay, I need to go to Aleport. Now, I was actually in the area of Aleport earlier, but I didn't activate the Aetheryte, so I'm instead going to teleport to Swift Perch. I'll use one of my Aetheryte tickets. I'm gaining a fair amount of gil, but still not enough to go teleporting willy-nilly. Once again, the fate is tempting, but not gonna do it. Well, Topaz did his job and drew off some attacks, but I'm not intending to actually fight them, so... Okay, there is my quest marker, but before I do that... Down there is probably the Lev meat. Yeah, we'll not worry about that. I will, however... There it is. I will activate the Aetheryte. And then I'm going to cut this video off and continue on the next video. Until then, this is Lord Xenon signing off as Violet Willow.